it's gone and all of that jazz?
Yeah, all good. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a good rehab. Fortunately, the injury was just more of a niggle that we just had to sort, and yeah, thankfully it wasn't any kind of long term injury. So yeah, everything's gone according to plan, and back into full training. So it's all positive.
It's hard to be patient at this time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think just see the amount of players we've used over the last few weeks. Everyone's kind of competing for the jersey, so it's a really competitive environment, and it's great to see. We've used I'm not sure on the number, but it's probably plus 30 players over the last few weeks. So it's yeah, it's positive.
Can you talk to me about the sort of mood within camp? I know there's probably a degree of frustration in the sense that you've probably yet to, to fully reach the potential that you can.
Yeah, little bit of frustration. All right, we looked at some of the clips from the weekend today, and some fix-ups definitely, but there's also things there that there was positives there. We probably held up a few times over the line. I think if a couple of those are looked potentially on the TMO, I think there's a couple of tries there that are missed. The scoreline reflects differently if we get those decisions. So there's positives, and obviously there's things that we can work on and address. But overall, we're keen to just get back out and keep building and keep going in the right direction.
And just a final question for me in terms of your opponents at the weekend in Scotland. You know a lot about them. You play against them on a pretty regular basis. Are they an easier team, slightly, or an easier team to analyse in terms of what you want to do, as distinct from a team like Georgia, where you don't really kind of have first hand on intel or information about them?
I think Scotland are always going to be tough physically. They'll come hard at our breakdown, and they have some good backs out wide. So I think for us, we play them, regularly in the Pro 14. But I think once when it comes to international stage, they always come, and they never give up the fight. I think from playing against them for years now, they've always been a really tough side to break down. So yeah, we really need to have our detail in order, and we need to be prepared well for what's going to be a tough physical game.
Thank you.
Hi Robbie, you mentioned detail there. There's a lot of talk that this Irish team has moved away from the detail that would have underpinned a Joe Schmidt team. Andy Farrell kind of talks about giving freedom for players, allowing you to express yourselves, to be yourselves. But have you got too much freedom?
I think if you come back to detail, it's the individual player that you must know your detail, you must know your role and execute it for the team. So in order for things to tick, it's down to the individual that they're spot on with their detail. So everyone knows once you step into international camp, detail is nearly top of the list always. And for us, we have been doing our detail, and we have been getting it right. And it's just about our decision making on the back of that detail. So we can play, we play with our heads up, and we can see what's on and play to space. But I suppose detail falls into a bracket where on the run you have to be able to adjust and adapt, and that's where we're trying to get to.
Yeah, so but are you getting that detail right? Are you being given that same amount of detail? Would you prefer to, operate in a more structured environment? Is that the one that brings out the best in you? Are you happy to move away from that? Because it doesn't seem to be working overly much at the moment.
I think for us, it's we just focus on we focus on our drill. So first is your set piece. You get that right. That's that bit of detail everyone needs to know. And then when you get into phase play, that's where the detail more or less it's broken down, and you have to play what's on in front of you. So I think for us, that's where we're going, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to keep building and keep seeing where opportunities unfold as we go through phases.